Walk with me.
O God, thou art my God. Early will I seek thee, my soul thirsteth for thee. My flesh longeth for thee in a dry and thirsty land, where no water is. To see thy power and thy glory, so I have seen thee in the sanctuary. Because of thy loving kindness is better than life. My lips shall praise thee. Thus I will bless thee while I live. I will lift up my hand in all thy name. My soul shall be satisfied as with the marrow and fatness, and my mouth shall praise thee with joyful lips. Remember, when I remember thee upon my bed and meditate on thee in the night watches, because thou hast been my help. Therefore in the shadow of thy wings will I rejoice. My soul followeth hard after thee. My right hand upholdeth me. But those that seek my soul to destroy it shall go into the lower parts of the earth. Then they shall by the sword, they shall be a portion for foxes. But the king shall rejoice in God. Everyone that sweareth by him shall glory, but the mouth of them that speak lies shall be stopped. It's a Psalm of David. Psalms chapter 63. Deliver me from the hands of evil spirits who have sway over the thoughts of men's hearts. And let not them lead me astray from thee, my God. Establish thou me and my seed forever, that we go not astray from henceforth and forevermore. Jubilees chapter 12 and verse 20. Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, those of you on this platform and shared platforms. We thank God for you. We thank God for the, enemies, frenemies. We thank God for all of you, because one thing about it, you're going to get something you never had. It's not evil, no. Just something different. But either way, we thank God for you, because without you, we couldn't be where we are. Yes. And with a hand clap of praise, we thank God for those of you who've been with us from the beginning, and those of you that have been with us thereafter and here and there's about. And we thank God for those of you that have just subscribed or followed. And we thank God for those of you that are about to subscribe or follow, calling those things that are not as though they are. Yes, we give God the praise for you. Yes, because you have not come here just by chance. Yes, and you know, one thing I noticed being on social media, you might say one phrase of something and it's really kind of funny. People will take it that they will generalize you, into a certain category of a man, or if you're a woman, into a category of a woman. And instead of asking a question, if you gave an answer, how did you derive at that answer? Or what do you mean? These are things that we must say to others, because when we generalize without giving any information or having no historical account or no type of historical reference to what this person is referring to, we have to ask them that. Because in many ways, we could be wrong in accusing them of something that they have not even in their hearts. But yet and still, regardless of social media, that's enough of that in that section there. We're going to go to another section. God, Egypt. Egypt was really conspired by God. God had a plan, and he still has that plan. And we see that plan being very evident today. Jacob has lost his lands. It's given over to those who are not Jacob. Even Jacob is scattered amongst mostly the dark nations, not the Negro. Jacob is confused in many aspects. And Jacob has really displayed his self in many ways. But when you are of Jacob and God draws you to himself. I'm not talking about drawing to, you might be a Christian now, but then you have that inkling inside of yourself that says something ain't right. I'm missing something. God is drawing you. And then you start looking into scriptures, another clue. And you start comparing and say, why does this say this and why does this say that? I mean, these is God drawing you. The Most High is drawing you to himself. He's claiming his people back. And if you're one who've gone through so many things and you said, wow, and you get to the point where I see, and then you get to fighting, it's just like death. You go through 3 phases in death. You go through denial, you go through compromise, or should I say bargaining, and then you go to acceptance. You have to die from Christianity. You have to die from a lot of things, that your own mentality. You have to die from it and understand replacing those things with the law, statutes, ordinances, and even the Most High and praise and glory. See, Christianity is good. All of it is good. They all have praises. They all, talk to the Most High. But there is no one road to the Most High, as the New Testament would show you. There was no one road. There is no road. What I mean by one road is that he has a way that you have to come, and that way is through his law, statutes, ordinances. And if you look at it, you say, well, we can't keep the law. Yes, you can. You can keep the law. They've done it even through every captivity. The children of the Most High have kept the law. May not be the sacrificial part and all that's concerning, but they have kept the law. Else, why would God restore the temple? Ask yourself this. Why would God want to go back to the temple? Why would God want to go back to sacrificing? Why would he want to go back to the sons of Levi and to cleanse them so that they might do their service unto him? Why would God go back to that? I mean, he shouldn't even have to do it, because you say your Esau did it all, which is the biggest lie I ever told. No, he fulfilled what God had told him to do. That's all he did. This is not Esau. This is not even the name that people think he is. He was a prophet, as many other prophets. Each one, even as angels, had their mission from the Most High. I mean, everyone had their mission. Everyone had their mission to do a certain thing, to influence a certain people or a certain demographic. Each one had their own mission. You could not escape your mission, because you were called to that. Or life would be very hard until you fulfilled it. Remember Jonah? So, think on these things. Those of you who are Christians, those of you who are so delved deep into these other belief systems that you have forsaken that which cometh out of. It's not the Mosaic faith. It's not the Abrahamic faith. This faith came all the way from Adam, from Seth, all the way through Methuselah, Enoch. Yes. Then you had Shem and Eber. You had all these things there, and when you talk about religion, you got to go all the way back to Adam. Only reason Adam screwed up because he was weak for the woman. I don't care how you scream, shout, and do this, but man's weakness is the woman, and she knows this. This is why we have the ills of this world today, because of man's weakness for his woman, period. If a woman takes something and put it in your mouth, more likely you're going to eat it, unless she just looks like a hideous creature. But anyway, I digress. Let's keep going. Now we're in the book of Jubilees, or Jasher. I'm thinking Jubilees. What I see up here is 3 books. This here is a 3-book thing. It's like a Bible. It's a Bible of collected books with Enoch, Jubilees, and Jasher. And it's found on, I got it off Amazon or Kindle. Yes, Kindle, and it's all it says is the books of Enoch, Jubilees, and Jasher, and it gives you an account, and I read from this to you. because it's more convenient than turning the pages of a book. And for those of you who would like to do so, you're welcome. I don't own rights to nothing, not in this stuff, no. But anyway, we're in verse 35 of the 30, I believe we're in 32nd. I read. We're in the 52nd or 52nd chapter of the book of Jasher. Jasher chapter 52 and verse 35. Now, it says, now, in his letter, we read part of the letter that Jacob wrote to Joseph, whom he considered Pharoh, not having seen him, not knowing that he is his long, mourned son. But now he's saying, now here, he's continuing his letter. He says that in verse 35, he says, for dost thou not know, or hast thou not heard that which our God did unto Pharaoh when he took my mother Sarah, and what he did unto Abimelech, kings of the Philistines, on account of her? And also what our father Abraham did unto the 9 kings of Elam, how he smote them with a few men that were with him. In other words, our God is powerful. And also what my 2 sons, Simeon and Levi, did unto the 8 cities of the Amorites, how they destroyed them on account of their sister Dinah. That was a sore defeat for the Amorites. 37. And also on the account of their brother Benoni, who consoled themselves for the loss of his brother Joseph. What will they do for him when they see the hand of any people prevailing over them for his sake? Dost thou not know, O king of Egypt, that the power of God is with us, and that also God ever heareth our prayers and forsaketh us not all the days? Here's Jacob saying, hey, we might be small in number, but we're very powerful. And this is what the world fears. This was every demon and even in this day, this is what every nation, everyone that knows God, everyone that's pretending to know God, everyone that's pretending to be religious, the major religions of the world know that the children of Jacob, when God is ready to reveal them, we're not talking about sons of God, we're talking about the children of Jacob. When God is ready to reveal them, you will see an awesomeness to the power that God is behind them and with them. Oh, suffer a while. After you've suffered a while, then he shall strengthen, settle, and establish you. A true saying there it is. Proven many days over and over again for thousands of years that God has proven himself in that. Yes, you've suffered a while, Jacob. You suffered quite a while. 400 years and still counting. Still suffering. Suffering with the falseness that they have put upon the scripture, the things that have come across that you see is not true, that don't even jive with the law, statutes, ordinances, the commandments of the Most High. Doesn't even jive with it. You see books and all kind of heresies come across, and you see those who are not of you that flaunting themselves and borrowing styles and designs from other tribes of Africa and Egypt and all kind of way, and making themselves look so religiously glorious. Yes, you see these things, Jacob. You see these things vividly, and yet put you down with a byword. And it's nothing that you kill a child of Jacob. It's nothing that you demise him or put him across. It's just one of those things, and the courts are for those heathen that have done these things and continue to do them, the molestation and all the graping and all these other things. That we say, oh, God is not with Jacob. God is not with Jacob. Who is God that he allowed these things to be? God don't think as you do, my brother or my sister. He doesn't think as you. That's why it's most adamant that you should understand and know God. He don't play with you. He don't play with flesh. He don't play with you at all. from babies to a grown old man. But yet he tells you to respect one another. But when you get to that point and you've grown old and then he decides, well, it's time. You know, oh, why did you have to die like that? No, you died like that because you did something you didn't tell somebody. You're not going to live forever in this flesh anyway. You're going to die of something, period. That's just given. But best to die in the Most High. Now, let's continue. But I can rant on and rant on and rant on. But anyway, he says, he ever heareth our prayers and forsaketh us not all the days. He said, our God is our God. He chose Abraham. God set his affections on Abraham, all through his seed, all the way down to Jacob. God, the Most High, the creator of all things, set his affections on Jacob and those his seed thereafter. But you say, how can this be? They don't have any money. They're not rich. They don't have the nice cars and gadgets and bombs and all these vast lands. We're ripping off everything they have. Their land is desolate. They have no temple. They have no God coming down. But do you not know God is testing their patience? And they're waiting on him for those who do not give up. 39, and when my sons told me of thy dealings with them, I called not unto thee I am on account of thee. For then thou wouldest have perished with thy men before my son Benoni came before thee. But I thought that as Simeon my son was in thy house, perhaps thou mightest deal kindly with him. Therefore I did not this thing unto thee. In other words, you might have the largest army in the world, O king, but we're more powerful than you. We don't have to lift a finger. We don't have to lift a finger. But he did not know that was his own son he was talking to. 40. Now therefore, behold, Benjamin Benoni, my son, cometh unto thee with my son. Take heed of him, and put thine eyes upon him, and then will God place his eyes over thee and throughout thy kingdom. Now I have told thee all that is in my heart, and behold, my sons are coming to thee with their brother. Examine the face of the whole earth for their sake, and send them back in peace with their brethren. And Jacob gave the record to his sons into the care of Judah, and he gave it to the king of Egypt. Ooh, that's powerful. Jacob, a king of himself. The line of kings, the kings of Abram, the kings of Shem. These are kings out of the loins of Shem, period. Powerful, because their God is powerful. Now you're going to see something that's going to happen. Those of you who would live, or maybe your children, you're going to see the power of the sons out of the loins of Shem, even from Abram down to Jacob. These things are going to be mighty, even to the subduance of the earth, where every knee is going to bow to Jacob as they have bowed to Joseph. You don't get that, do you? We ain't talking about no Esau's. You're going to bow to Jacob, because the power of Jacob is going to be that from the Most High. That small people, just like this here. See, God is showing you from the beginning it's going to be that way in the end. This small people are going to subdue the earth. I don't know how, or supernatural. You're thinking too much about Marvel comics and all these other things. We don't know how God is going to do this thing. But all we know, these people are going to be adamant about their God. They're going to become as the angels, even as those who worship God and whose praise is continually upon their lips. This is why you must condition yourself to even go before the Most High in prayer, adoration, and reverence. Don't even count your life or even things in this life as more than God. Else, it would be devastating to you. It would be very devastating. Continue in your life. Do what you will. Have your fun. I ain't talking about, see, most people's fun is like, what is fun? Fun is sin. In other words, I'm going to indulge, I'm going to get drunk. But fun can be dancing unto praise to God, because it's fun to you to just know that God is pleased with your dances and just with your life. Fun. You might even have a little drink here and there to make your heart merry before the Most High, like little children dancing before Him, being careful not to shake your genitals all the time. Now, there are dances that are provocative, and there are dances that are unto happiness, or should I say, happiness. I ain't gonna say the other word, but either way, you got the picture. This God is powerful. He's hidden His face for many, many years, as He did in previous times, 400 years, and then with Babylon, and then with Persia. Yes, put the lowest to the lowest, small and defeated and despised, even to the point where even in the Persian Empire, where even the man hated him so much, he was about to go on a campaign to kill him. But God set up a woman to marry out of her race, out of her people, to save even those of His chosen from the offices of a demon that would go about to wanting to cancel out each one on a campaign. But yet He wound up on a guillotine, or should I say a hangman's noose. Yes, this God is powerful. He doesn't work the way you think He should work. Only when He thinks He should work that way, He would put a little scare on you. But He don't need all of that. That's why He says the nations of the earth are nothing before me, less than nothing, a drop in the bucket. He don't have to show you anything. Who are you? Who are you to judge God, the power of the universe? Who are you with all your numbers and tangible nothings and all your weapons of warfare and all? Who are you? You're nothing. You only can threaten with death and starvation and all these things, but these things are nothing before God, because He can take a raven, as He did with one of His prophets, and feed His people. There is nothing impossible with Him. He's not conventional, but yet He is not unconventional in His ways either. He's God, period. But yet you grow weary of God. God should be the one growing weary of us, because we have gone the way of Cain, and that our offering, even our praise, is that unto men, and to be seen of men. We want to be entertained of men who say they're praising God, but they're only praising Him with their lips, and their heart is far from Him. They're only going through the motions of laying down, doing their salats and all these things, pretending to be who they are, but yet in their hearts are filled with dead men's bones. Come on here. But with that, we're going to call it a day, and we're going to catch this up tomorrow, and we're going to say to you, shalom and peace.
Walk with me.